It is bright and early on the very first morning of class.
Someone woke me up 15 minutes earlier than I wanted to wake up.
Someone lays in bed until the very last minute he has to get out of it.
I still get out of bed.
How's your egg muffin that we prepared?
It's spicy. Habanero cheese is getting me.
It is still dark out. The sun is not even up yet.
No. I'm upset because I have to wear real people clothes.
He has to wear jeans.
I don't have to. I'm sad. I'm already on.
Alright, so it's just about 5 o'clock on the first day of class, and I am going to go pick up Chris and ask him how his day was. He came home for lunch. They got about an hour lunch. And he already showed me that he had a whole page full of notes, which I thought was super cute. So I'm excited to see how the rest of his day went, and we'll get his feedbacks on the first day. But there's our rig. Our spot is so nice. It's huge. It's been great. It's been 77 degrees today, I think, as well, so it stinks that he was in class all day for him, but I mean, I got to enjoy the nice weather. But we'll go get him, and we'll see what his thoughts were. I picked him up
Hi,
from his first day.
it's my first day. It was a lot. Like, a lot. For once, math was pretty easy for me, though, so that was pretty interesting.
Good thing I'm not in it.
I never did good in math. Math and Spanish were my weak points. And here I am loving Mexican food. Weird. We went over a lot of stuff with different batteries, like lithium, AGM, all those batteries, and how to correctly wire up a 12-volt system and powers and all that.
You guys got right to work.
Yeah, and then we played with our multimeters and tested batteries with and without inverters and converters, and I just went into a lot of depth with watts and amps and ohms and that. And then we broke into some groups and we did water systems, batteries, again doing series and parallel wiring. How much a hairdryer draws, found that out today.
Far too much.
Far too much. And then we did, water systems, went over what tanks are built out of, like the proper glues to use and all that, when having to repair that stuff, and how plastic fittings suck for RVs, but everybody uses them because they're lightweight and cheap. Electric valves for the tanks are dumb, but people think they're awesome. And we ended on like capacitors and stuff. Just gonna kind of get to capacitors and compressors and such tomorrow. Not really sure. It was a lot. There's probably a lot more. I have a lot of notes and stuff, so that's fun. So I'm sure I'll just keep going and going and going at some point. Like,
Are you mentally exhausted?
very. I think I need a nap. It's a lot, and like peopling is a lot.
Peopling.
Having to deal with people and their weirdness. Not too bad though. I really like it, and it's I have ideas of things to check and tinker with,
Oh dear.
and it's only day one, so that's where we're going from here. I don't know. It's fun. I'm excited. I'm exhausted and my butt hurts. That's a good way to end it.
And on that note, we'll sign off.
All right, so day 2.
Business day 1. But day 2.
2. Business 1. You should probably start with the business one because I am not the business person. I'm the grunt. What are your thoughts on intro to business day 1?
Well, it was it was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So it was longer than I expected it to be. But it was good. It had a lot of good information. And what's her name? Queen Bee?
Queen Bee.
She's very energetic. So like she's great to listen to, easy to follow. But it was really just kind of an introduction. So there wasn't a whole lot of in-depth. They kind of grazed how to do like business plans and that kind of stuff. So let's be upfront. I have already done our LLC. Like we're done. We have it. We're established in the state of Minnesota. We're good to go. Like it's even done at the bank level. So we're just kind of sitting in this with open minds and picking up any golden nuggets that might be dropped for information. But today they went over business plans, how to do like a basic one and an in-depth one. So
one thing that I am looking forward for that, even though we have the LLC already set up, is if we're going to switch to an S corp or from sole proprietor, that'll be interesting. So there's going to be some really good tidbits, I think, that I probably should pay attention to, in case you don't. But for being at 7 a.m. when you're just getting into your coffee, it's the energy and like the way that she goes about the class, that's really nice. Keeps you awake. And I definitely thought it was an hour or two. I guess it's an hour and a half all week, so that's good.
I would say I'm definitely more intrigued for towards the end of the week. They're going to do a lot more when you run numbers and do charges and that kind of stuff, like how much to charge for things, different ways to go about it, what other techs are currently charging. And again, like that's all relative to whatever area you're going to be in. So if you're a full-time mobile RV tech, it's going to be ever-changing. And you just have to be good at networking and, reaching out to people and saying, hey, do you want to get coffee, and what's business like in the area?
That's her job. I'm just the grunt. I'm sorry. I'll be doing...
Guess I get to go on all the coffee dates. Shucks.
Just bring me some home.
What else? Oh, there's a lunch tomorrow. I think you know a little bit more about that, so...
Yeah, basically, at the clubhouse, we're going to be doing a lunch Q&A.
For business questions.
Yeah, for business questions.
For RV tech or inspector.
Yep, so we'll get out a little early out of class so we can let the dogs out and do all that stuff. Well, I'll just be grabbing Andrea. But it'll be basically eating, unless you've already eaten in that half hour. And a big Q&A session of just random questions we may have. A video of one from last year where they came in and did a big Q&A with all the techs. And that should be a pretty good one. That'll be a good eye-opener, because there's some questions that she handed out that were on there that I really have interest in.
And some similar questions. Like, we already had some similar thoughts to the questions that were on the list. So it's nice to see that they're not like individual questions, that they're common questions that everyone has. And again, keep in mind that, so what she does is an hour or an hour and a half, I don't really know, each morning for 4 days in a row. And it's just an overview of essentially the course that, I don't know if she put it together specifically or just is part of it and sells it. So it's an add-on that you could purchase if you want to. It is not, the course is not part of it that you pay for.
Yeah.
It's an extra almost $1,000.
Yeah. And I think Steve Anderson and Mark Kohler are like the brains behind it. Part owner of, or co-founder of the schoolhouse is Steve, and then Mark is like a CPA and attorney. So
Yep.
It's going to be a lot of like good law type CPA stuff, and then some good, like, Steve has over 10 businesses that he's a part of and on the boards of, and a lot of good stuff. So I'm excited for that. Well,
Yep.
the whole business
learn
course.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know a whole lot about it because she is always investigating or whatever, researching while I'm usually at work. So a lot to catch up on.
So, how was day 2?
Day 2 was busy like day 1. This is the tech side of once Andrea left. We continued on with electronics, and there's more tomorrow, so 3 days of electronics. We went through a lot of Watt's law, Ohm's law, doing polarity tests, just wiring of the rig in general at the control box and pedestal, and how to check before you plug in. Basically, don't be dumb. But a lot of good, quick overview stuff. And then we went into labs where today I did refrigerators, absorption refrigerators, polarity checks on 20, 30, and 50 amp outlets, and then air conditioners. And the air conditioners are easily my favorite because they're hard but simple, very straightforward. Just, a little bit of grunt work with those ones, depending on the situation. But they're fun to learn about, mainly because we've had some issues with ours the last year or so. But that was all warranty stuff. Now we're out of warranty as of like February 10th. So
Perfect timing.
yeah, look at me. I get to fix everything from now on. But that was fun. The tech that was teaching that was very like straightforward and gave us a lot of tidbits on his experience as a tech too. So that helped to kind of open the eyes a little bit. And I enjoy that. I like the personal input as well as the teaching side of it. Refrigerators, absorption refrigerators are interesting. I don't like them. The propane and electric all tied to one is kind of interesting to me. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that aspect, but during refrigerators we'll work on 12 volt and stuff like that too. So we'll see how I feel after that.
I'm curious with the propane refrigerators in some states if you'll have to be propane trained or licensed or something.
I did learn about that.
So
Yeah, there are states that make you be propane certified. You can't.
duly note what states those are.
Uh-huh. That will be an interesting
Or
learn.
just- yeah. So
That's not sure I like propane, or that aspect of it. Open flame on a fridge is just weird to me.
that's wild.
Yeah, but
Anything
people love
else?
them. No, I think tomorrow's going to be another fun day. It's going to be a very full day, which is going to be fun. You'll be with me most of the day, really.
I get to start with you at 7 for business class, and then I get to meet up with you again for lunch for more business class.
Yeah.
And then they are having like this has nothing to do with the RV Tucker inspector course, but they have a tank cleaning person who's coming to do a I don't know, a seminar or whatever.
Yeah, the
you
do's
wanna
and
call it.
don'ts.
So that'll be tomorrow night too. So we really do have a whole day of learning.
Yeah, I'm excited. This learning stuff is fun. It's way better than when, like, I was trying to do college stuff. I ain't no educated man. But this is fun. I like it. It's cool to just kind of learn stuff that you actually, like, enjoy. Like, not just that you're forced to learn. College is dumb.
I agree, and I have 2 degrees.
I'm just glad I found something that I enjoy.
See you for day 3.
Yeah.
Today is day 3 of week 1, and as part of the business class that they host in the mornings before the class starts for the RV techs and inspectors, they do business classes. So for the business class, they are hosting a lunch today from 12 to 1 where spouses or your +1 can come, and you bring your lunch and you go and you just learn. And so they're going to be talking about like what a day in the life looks like for an RV tech and RV inspectors. So I made a little lunchable for Chris and I to go. It's just got sandwiches, some sweet peppers, and some nuts. But I'm excited to go and learn with him about a day in the life and kind of get some more real-time information. Today's business class this morning was really, really good. They talked a lot about the difference between LLCs and S-Corps. So yeah, I really enjoyed today's business class. I learned a lot. I have a lot of research, and it gave me a lot more ideas too. So yeah, we'll talk about how the lunch goes and go from there. All right, day 3, end of the day.
Well,
Oh dear.
the geese are running.
Hold on. Gotta wait for the crossing.
Lead guy doesn't have any wings.
Aw. Okay. Back on track. Day 3.
You want to start with business class?
Business class. So, I actually thoroughly enjoyed today's business class. We talked about LLCs, S-Corps, wills and trusts and stuff.
Yeah.
So I need to
IRAs.
research more about that because that's a little over my head.
Very.
But I actually really enjoyed today's business class. What do you think of it?
Oh yeah, I learned a lot. It was good. The Mark Kohler, he's very good at presenting. He's at least funny for a lawyer.
And he's good at breaking it down like Barney level.
Yeah. I did not expect a CPA / attorney to break things down like that, but it was very well broken down and funny and easier to comprehend than throwing out big words, big numbers, and I don't know, just being like, God level. I can't stand that when it's like too smart for you to understand. Yeah. Yeah, he does really good at that.
All right, how was class? What'd you do?
So we did propane and propane accessories.
Sound like
Hill.
Hank. I was gonna say that.
Which was pretty good. Learned how to do like leak tests and learned about propane and the stuff they put in propane to make it smell, because it's odorless. And we did, it was a lot of propane.
That was most of your morning.
Yeah, I think most of it was propane and a little bit of like water and stuff thrown in there. The propane was kind of like, I guess it was a lot because, you know, it's dangerous. It can go boom.
It can go boom.
There's a lot of like getting licensed to be able to crack open lines and like actually get into the system. A lot of inspector stuff with it.
And is that specific per state laws?
Oh, that's kind of something I'm not 100% sure on. So, big bird.
Heron, pterodactyl.
We did labs. Learned how to use a manometer.
Big words.
To do propane leak tests. Axle greasing and bearing repack and repairs. We did exteriors like slide wipes and slide seals, bulb seals, caulking, roof sealant.
That's a lot.
And suspension systems, stuff like that. Labs were good, and then we went into like water systems, toilets, black tanks, check valves, leaking, water pressure. Unless you own an Alliance, PEX can handle like 120 psi. Apparently ours can only handle under 30.
I had a fun day while Chris was at class with our water system.
And then what to put in black tanks, what not to put in black tanks. Proper ways to clean. The jetting systems that they put in RVs are worthless. What else?
We still have one more class to do tonight, so now we are going to go home and eat quick.
Oh, yeah.
And
Shut my
do
face.
a class on black tanks and gray tanks. Do's and don'ts of them.
I'm excited for the curry soup, though.
Yeah, I made spicy curry coconut soup. So
Fun
I'll show you guys.
That'll be good to eat before black tank talk. So black tanks, doo-doos and don'ts. Or tanks, doo-doos and don'ts, sorry.
Yeah.
Cut that.
Black and gray tanks.
Thoughts?
A good majority of it we already knew or practiced.
Yep.
I really hope you can see her. I'm sure you can't. But our dog is attacking her babies right now, so if you hear squeaks, that's what it is.
Yep. It's not me.
A lot of what she said we already do.
We do.
We do. But it was interesting learning more. Like I know what pyramids are. It was interesting learning more about them and that they literally go all the way up the thing. That's wild to me.
How people let it get that bad is wild to me.
And then that the gray tanks are usually worse than the black tanks. I can see that because our kitchen tank, like as much as I do everything in my power to try and not let anything that's not supposed to go down it, it happens.
Yeah.
So
we've done treatments in it and we've done reverse flush on it. And I think that's more than like some people do, especially in that class. You hear a lot of people asking questions.
There were some, very...
It scares me.
Yeah.
I'd
be very concerned to see their tanks. But
they keep people like Sue in business. And
yep.
It's good. It's good for business. So she's very good at presenting and she's very smart and she loves what she does. So some people are like, oh, cleaning tanks is such a dirty job. And she's just like, I love it.
She loves it.
She keeps artifacts. And
She gets excited when it clogs up her little clear tube. She's like, ooh, an artifact. And so she saves it.
She's got
she
baggies.
shows.
She's like a walking tank cleaning museum. It's hilarious. She's got them in baggies or little dishes.
Yep.
She's preserving it.
But with that being said, we did actually check the box to have her come and do our tanks because we've been in the rig for almost 2 years, which is absolutely wild to me that we've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah.
And as good as we think we do the tanks, why not have them cleaned? We're here for a while, and we're put for a while, so let's see what they look like.
Yeah, I'm excited for her to do it if I'm in class. I told Andrea she needs to video it because I want to know how good we do, you know?
If she allows me to, I will set up the camera to record.
Yeah, it might be a little weird for a nasty video, but I think stuff like that's cool. I like to know how well like we do with keeping things clean and all that.
Yep.
And we get to keep a small business working rather than going with one of the ginormous people that travel the country. She's local to Athens.
Yep.
She teaches here at the schoolhouse, and she tries to stay around here the best she can. And unless she does travel,
not much though.
Yeah, but she's a teacher here, or a tech, whatever you want to call her. But it's Royal Flush RV. So
she has a website. Yeah. I'm sure she probably has a Facebook, but don't quote me.
Yeah.
But no Instagram.
She does email, I know that much.
Yep. So we'll keep you posted. We're excited for it. The class was definitely worth it. It was almost an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And it was worth it. I'm glad we went.
A lot of good questions,
a
lot of different experiences and stuff throughout the classroom, so that was interesting. But it's definitely different getting a bunch of RVers or new RVers, long-time RVers in the same group.
Yep.
And then hear their experiences, their questions that they have, how they do things or don't do things, and how it works for them.
And if you keep your black tanks open consistently, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
I mean, it's disgusting in general, but
it won't end well.
No.
We'll leave it at that.
Stop it.
Alright. I don't know if you can see these things, but the geese and the ducks are fighting and they're running towards me, and this is concerning. Look at them go.
So fancy.
How was day 4?
Busy.
Yeah?
We didn't start with the business class, though.
Oh, day 3. Rewind. Day 3.
It's day
business
4.
Class.
Oh,
No,
day 3 of business, yes. I'll shut up.
Today was a lot more of like kind of a Q&A in a way, where they talked a lot about like more specifics when it comes to whether you full-time RV or you own a sticks and bricks house still, write-offs, expenses. Yeah? Yeah.
Like domicile. If you can write off your rig with domicile or not, which that's a sad no.
Yep, you cannot. So lots of learning when it comes to like stuff for taxes and whatnot.
Yeah, it's a lot of tax stuff.
They're watering the grass.
Yeah.
Weird.
Feeding the hogs.
Something. Alright. Training day 4.
Yes, day 4. We started the morning with air conditioners. Got a lot more in depth with air conditioners than just the labs did. Learned a lot about like replacing capacitors and theory on following the flow, chasing the signal and all that stuff. That was cool. ACs are, I don't know, they're interesting to me. I like them. Mainly because we have 3 of them and I really need to know how to keep up with them.
How to fix them.
I'd rather just fix the parts than replace the whole dang thing. So that was cool. A lot of random refrigerant information that really isn't necessarily important to us because we can't do anything with it. It's just, something to learn. But there's a lot. Well, there's no difference between manufacturers, really, I find. But it's just cool learning, like, easy starts, how different they run than, just a standard capacitor starts it up.
Do you remember the volt difference that you texted to me?
Yeah. It was
lot.
Amps, by the way.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Jeez.
I'm not the one in the school.
So the regular, just single capacitor start was 63.8 amps. And then when they added the soft start or easy start, whatever you want to call it, in there, it dropped to 13 amps, 13.4 I think it was, which is a huge difference in draw on your system when you have 3 ACs and it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah.
It was really cool to learn the temperature difference to expect on your ACs in different areas. Like some places, if it's 100 degrees, you should expect at most 13 degree drop or 23 degree, 26 degree drop, depending on humidity, water content, all that stuff. That was cool. I don't know, a lot of cool stuff.
What'd you do this afternoon?
We did labs.
Oh.
Worked on ACs. That's when I got to play with the easy start.
Okay.
And then water heaters. They were all Dometic, so I had 0 experience with them. Found out our Suburban's probably installed wrong.
What?
Yeah. There's a hole in the bottom of ours that they didn't place it directly over the hole, only partly. It's a thing.
It sounds safe.
Yeah, no, it's very safe.
Oh, okay.
High quality.
Yeah, okay.
And then, what was the other one? Oh, hot skin, which I found out when you get zapped by your rig or you get zapped stepping out of your rig, all that fun stuff. So that's cool. That was easy. And then we went into refrigerators, mostly absorption refrigerators, like propane over electric, those ones. And those are a real pain in the A, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I want to work on those, but I probably will because it's kind of a dying thing because 12-volt fridges are going crazy, but a lot of people still put them in rigs, and they're just not really going anywhere. So might as well you try and learn to fix them. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all I really. There's a lot. I don't know. My head spins. I should probably sit down and have a drink before I do these.
It is date night.
I'm probably speaking out my A. But yeah, it is date night. So that'll be nice. Nice little change up. Okay, so we didn't really go over date night, but how we do our date nights now, well, we used to have a jar that we pulled pieces of paper out that were like, ooh, but we found a way.
We have the jar, side note. We have
still
the jar, we just don't do it when we're traveling in the winter because
Yeah.
we move too much.
Yes.
So,
And so we found a way that we can do it like all the time. It was an app, honestly. So it's this app where we put them on a spinny wheel and it gives us all of our options, you know, it's equal opportunity. And then it spins. And then it selects what we are going to do for date night. Okay, we do restaurants for our date nights because we like food. And, I mean, if you're traveling, you might as well try the local fare, right? It's just kind of what we do.
should we tell the backstory as to why we started drawing places out of a jar?
Yes.
Back when we owned our Sticks and Bricks house,
Yeah.
there was this one Mexican restaurant called Rancho Loco in Minnesota. If you're ever in Minnesota and you're like north of the Twin Cities, not like super far north, just north of the Twin Cities, a lot of snow. Go to Rancho Loco. But we'd always go there. Like, we'd go there every single week. And we're like, okay, we need to check out something else because there are other restaurants in the area that were good. Aaron Go, Date Night Jar.
Yeah, because otherwise we would have just eaten at Rancho all the time and gotten just fat on Mexican food because we love
The
Mexican
food is super good.
Ugh.
Rancho, you should back us.
Yeah, yeah. Who's the owner now? You should sponsor us, maybe? But anyways, for tonight, we drew chilies. You probably can't, yeah, whatever. We drew chilies. You know, it's gonna be a
Date night like Applebee's,
Yeah.
but at Chili's.
Yeah, we like Chili's better than Applebee's, so sorry.
Welcome to our side deck.
This thing on. She's trying to sit too close to me.
Rude, you moved away?
Yeah, I need some space for these fat legs.
Show the people what you got today.
I got a certificate for passing fundamentals.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
Brush
Steve.
it off. Brush it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Wait, can you hold that?
Yeah. Okay, got you.
The hair that I don't have.
So, how was day 5? Last day?
She does this every time.
What?
We gotta
Oh,
start with business. I'm gonna teach her at some point. She'll get it by the end of the 5 weeks.
I mean, today is my last business day, so.
That's what you think.
No.
I got a lot of business for you.
Oh boy.
She thinks she's just part-time. Oh yeah, she's full-time now.
Between this job and my other part-time job, technically I work full-time.
I think you probably work about the equivalent of 2 full-time jobs.
So,
School's
business.
the easy part.
Yeah. Business class this morning.
Yeah, let's go.
It was pretty good. They just kind of went over more realistic numbers for startup costs, that kind of stuff. That was a lot of the majority of it was startup costs.
Yep.
Not too much in the aspect of Q&A or being able to ask Q&A, which kind of stinks a little bit from my perspective as a spouse because like I'm not there all day with these instructors that you're getting to see, and since I'm the one doing the behind the scenes and running the numbers and doing the marketing and making the marketing and all the fun stuff that goes with the behind the scenes.
Okay, I do some stuff. Like I go to class and stuff, and then I give her a hard time on my lunch break.
This is true.
And then I give her a hard time when I get back, or if she picks me up down there and we walk back together. I have to give her a hard time. That's my job. She doesn't pay me very well for it, but I do stuff.
But back to what I was saying.
My bad.
It was disappointing to not be able to ask questions, just because like I'm not there the next 4 weeks, which is fine.
I'd rather not.
But I did reach out to one of them via email to just get a little bit more insight on some things that we're working on that I wanted to have another set of eyes on. But overall, the business class, you gained a lot of information. We did not end up buying the small biz RV package thing that they were selling, but I already have a good majority of it done, and we already have our LLC completed, the bank accounts, everything. So
we'll see how that comes to either bite us or benefit us. I'm interested to see the guys who did, or guys and girls who did buy it, to see excuse you, see how that goes for them. A lot of people did buy it, and I think there is a lot of good, helpful stuff in there. Like the live Q&As and stuff would be good, and the like videos from the year before. There's stuff in there that would be really good to have. Just, they also do podcasts and stuff, so
yeah,
we can go back and watch those, listen to them, whatever we do.
Our tax lady allows us, like, I sent her an email. I don't know if you saw the email she sent back today, but I sent her an email yesterday, and I was like, hey, this is what we're doing. I have a bunch of questions, and she said she's going to call us tomorrow to set up an appointment. So, not an appointment, but like a time for me to be able to ask all my millions of questions.
The nice thing about the teachers and assistants, whatever you want to call them, the techs and inspectors that are here, they're very approachable and answer a lot of questions and help a lot. So that's really nice. But just, I am disappointed we didn't get to ask the few questions, because I think the rest of the class could have benefited from the Q&A too.
There was a lot of people that did have questions that didn't get the opportunity to ask them.
Yeah, that's...
because they said they would do it at the end, and then they ran out of time. So
okay, there is a lot that goes into, like, the class is only an hour and a half before actual class starts, so there is a lot that goes into the hour and a half that, like, I get it, they have a lot to talk about, so I understand it. Just, it's a little disappointing, and it made me sad, because we had questions and other people had questions, and hopefully people get them answered.
But I think something else to keep in mind is that this business class, it's free for the spouses. Like, it is literally free. We are not charged to go to it. It's free. So at the same time, like, I don't know, I think the whole thing is a pro in general, because it's a free resource that they're giving away a lot of golden nuggets. But
I wouldn't say it's free, because we paid tuition to be at the school, but it's a free extra. It's not RV tech related, it's business related, so it's a whole different subject.
Like, they could make it where only you can attend, but they open it up for spouses.
They know better. They know better. They're all very, very smart over there. Day 5. We started this morning where we ended yesterday, obviously.
I know you guys did water heaters this morning?
Yeah, we did water heaters. And furnaces. Man, that was tough. They push a lot. I mean, okay, it's a lot of theory and everything they push through you this week. And that continued today, obviously, with, in the morning we did water heaters and furnaces. They're kind of the same, obviously, but not really. We went over a lot, like winterizing maintenance, easy ways to actually winterize your coach, easier ways to maintain than people think, or like the book says. By book, I mean the owner's manual. Easy ways to diagnose things, and the typical week 1 fundamentals. It's a lot of diagnosing, chasing the flow, or chasing the signal, whatever you want to call it. It's a lot of electrical talk. Even with the propane in the furnace, it's still a lot of electrical talk. Can't have flame without spark, you know. I learned that there's a few different brands of furnaces and water heaters that I'd never heard of. They're kind of outdated, but still got to learn that, because
there are some very, very, very old, well-maintained RVs.
Yeah, there's a guy in class who has a 2004 motorhome, and him and his wife had all sorts of problems last night.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was
Is that the guy that's sitting next to you?
Joe, yeah.
Okay.
He
The one with the coffee maker?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Coffee maker.
Coffee makers are the end all
microwave.
be all.
It just draws too much. Those Keurigs, they'll kill your rig real fast. He's still chasing it. It's a water heater issue. It's a GFCI issue. It's a Keurig issue. But you can't live without coffee. I mean,
He's going to have to become a pour over.
oh, I don't know. That takes time.
I mean, if you want your
Patience.
coffee and not blow up your rig.
Yeah, well, there's some things you can do to upgrade that, you know?
All right. Overall recap of, say that you know, don't necessarily have the funds to be able to do the whole 5-week course and you want to just learn. Would 1 week fundamentals, is it worth it to people to do it? Would you do it, like, how would that look?
Okay, so it's called RV fundamentals, but it's also educated RV owners. Like, it's a whole course on educating you on your RV. And we go through exteriors, interior systems, grounding issues, pedestal issues, all your appliances that you can think of in those things, besides coffee makers, of course. It's not an actual appliance. Well, we do, I guess, because the power draw, and bacon.
Bacon?
Yeah, bacon and coffee are the most important parts of camping.
Okay.
But if you are new to RVs, even if you're not new, we're 3 years into RVing.
3 years, yeah. 2 years full time.
Yeah, man, I learned so much. Like, I am not a technical person, and my notes would tell you that. I literally wrote down everything that's in the book, even though we get to keep the book, just so I can like try and remember it. Hands-on. But there's a lot of hands-on with it too, and not a lot of owners or people who are going to buy RVs have put hands-on RV systems. And this is awesome. There was a woman in our class that doesn't have an RV, but she wanted to take this course to be familiar with it in order to buy the RV that she wants. And it's the perfect class for it, because you go over literally everything and you can ask questions on literally everything, and they have RVs there that you can go through and look at and see what you like, dislike. And I mean, I guess anybody at the RV park, you can go through theirs if you ask them. Well, I'm sure. Don't quote me on that. But I would definitely say this course, this 5-day course, is 100% worth it in every aspect. Just meeting fellow RVers, to the fellowship after the court or after hours at the clubhouse and the food trucks and stuff, and then getting down to the nitty-gritty of learning a voltmeter, learning just the basics of RVs, to the details of like volts and the AC, DC, propane, all that, water flow, water pumps. If you're just learning or want to learn just the basics, this course gives you a lot more than the basics, but I think that's also a big benefit, because the way Todd teaches it, he breaks it down Barney style. Tells a lot of jokes. I won't get into that part. There's some are good, some are bad. As in like dad jokes, or like good jokes. Not like crude. He's very good at keeping things light. But yeah, I would definitely say do this course. It's 5 days in Texas. I mean, 6 days if you take the registered test on Saturday, the registered tech class. Yeah, I'd say do it. I'd tell all my friends to do it if they could. It's all you got to do is come up with a small fraction of what the 5-week course costs.
All right, so the end of the day.
So after lunch, we came back and there was a little bit we had to finish up on the furnaces, and then we went into review for the test. Just went over basically what we learned over the 5 days. Told a lot of jokes. Had a pretty good review session. I don't remember how long it was, I'll tell you that. And then we went in. They picked up our quizzes. That you take a quiz every day before today, and then they picked all those up, had them graded, made sure they were filled out right, and then we went into the test, and you handed in your test and a brief survey that they did for the course and the buildings and stuff. And after everyone got done with the test, you just went into the kitchen or outside, waited for all of them to get graded. You got your tests back, and then we all went back and sat down, and they had like a fundamentals graduation. It was kind of funny. They played Pomp and Circumstance or whatever that thing is, and clapped, and Tony and his guys were all taking video, pictures. We got our cool certificates. Yeah. Official. And then we took a group picture. Todd said his stuff. They set us up for next week. Next week I am on refrigerators, not ACs. So that's a little change, but I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
That'll be more fun. Taking down and building it back up and all that stuff. Technical things. They get me.
So let's go over a lot of the questions I've been seeing in our Instagram is, how much does it cost? How do you pay for it? First of all, I don't have a clue how much it costs, because I told Chris when he said he wanted to do this, if you are interested, you need to put the research into it, because I believe all students should know what they're getting into and be the ones to reach out to their academic advisor, do the work, learn everything.
Oh, more work for Chris.
But with that being said, I think something that they had just started maybe within the last year or so is when it came through.
Pretty new.
Is they now allow you to be able to use your GI Bill. So if you're a veteran, there's kind of two different ways that you can look at this. If you're a veteran with a disability, you could look at using vocational rehabilitation through the VA. Depends on what your disabilities are.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Yep.
Your other option is education benefits that you earned while serving in the military, one of them being your Chapter 33 benefit. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's the one that it is.
That's post 9/11.
So they allow you to use that as well as an option to help pay for coming here. And there are some things that they require, but just know that those are options if you are military, to check into those options as well to help pay for it, because it's not cheap, but it is worth it. Yeah,
it's very, very worth it in my opinion, especially if you're looking to like start a business with it. If the VA can give you a little bit back,
help offset some of it,
to offset your startup costs and stuff like this, or like schooling costs, or if you're just looking to do something to pass the time even. I know there's a lot of vets that don't really have hobbies or anything and need something to do. This is perfect.
Good tinkering.
Yep, great tinkering.
We could touch on the park real quick. So the park itself is super nice, as you can tell. I think we've given a pretty good overview of like all the things around here just within our walking videos, but the park staff are phenomenal. They're so nice. The ladies in the office are super nice. They will send you texts covering just about everything.
They update you on the calendar, what's going on at the park.
What time the food truck's going to be here, what food truck's going to be here.
Most important.
Events for the weekend that are happening at the park. Classes, like there was Wednesday night, there was a class which we spoke on earlier. They send reminders about that. There are spouse events for spouses only, like little luncheons in a different town, I think.
Yeah.
Anytime you get a package, they rat you out. So if you're trying to hide your shopping from your husband, good luck, because they send the text to both of us.
And you can also send mail out and stuff here.
Yes. So if you have a FedEx package that needs to go out, you don't need to go find a FedEx drop somewhere, or like UPS either. You just bring it in there, put it at the drop point, and FedEx comes. She said sometimes they'll come once or twice a day. But yeah, I thought that was a very nice amenity to have.
Overall, this park is beautiful. They do a really good job. They're super organized.
Yes.
There's always maintenance going on everywhere.
Maintenance guys are always rolling around on golf carts. There was a tractor yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just doing their thing. It's well kept.
Propane refill is on site here.
Yep.
It's super easy. It's a breeze, and it's very comparable to if you were to go to Tractor Supply or something. So
yeah, you drop the tank off, you put your site number on it, they'll fill it, charge your account or your card that's on file, and then bring it back to your site for you, so you don't have to go back and huck it back over here.
Yep. And so while he's in class, it just magically appears back at the stairs and waits for him to put it back in.